Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the excretion as we have discussed in the last chapter transport properties of the renal tubules. First we have discussed the PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, descending limb of loop of Henle. Now the third one is your ascending loop of ascending limb of loop of Henle. The ascending limb will impermeable to water and it is permeable to NEC. Here the active transportation occurs, that is by the means of energy. It is the high filtrate which help to concentrate high filtrate help to maintain the osmoregularity in the inner medullary region of kidney. So it is just opposite to the descending loop of Henle. Descending loop of Henle we have discussed that is not permeable to water, but here it is, which is permeable to water, but here, the ascending loop of Henle, it is impermeable water, so the filtrate will not be concentrated and it will form hypotonic solution. Next we're going to discuss the fourth is your DCT. DCT, as we all know, is the distal convoluted tubule. Distals, as it is distant from the Bowman capsule and glomerulus, and convoluted tubule is highly coiled. It is not straight. It regulates blood pH and here reabsorption of bicarbonate ion occurs, and so it acts as an important buffer in the DCT. So it maintains potassium and sodium homeostasis. That is, it maintains the blood volume and pressure by balancing the ionic balance. And the last fifth is collecting tubule. Collecting tubule is lined by the cuboidal epithelial tissue. This is the uppermost layer, which is made up of epithelial having the cuboidal shape of cells. It is permeable to water but not to salt. Here the filtrate becomes more concentrated as water is reabsorbed by the interstitial fluid. So the collecting tubules having the important point is having the aquaporins. These are the water receptor which will absorb water and will not lose in the urine. So the urine become concentrated. Next we will deal with the hormonal regulation of tubular reabsorption and secretion. Here, first the hormone will deal with the ADH. This is diuretic hormone. It is also called as vasopressin, and it is released from the posterior pituitary, and the main role of this, as I told you, it increases collecting tubule permeability to water. So the urine become more and more concentrated as water is reabsorbed by the walls of the collecting tubule. So we can say that it regulates water reabsorption in ADH, which prevent the loss of water in the form of urine. Next, we'll deal with the next hormone is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. The renin was secreted when the blood volume and blood pressure decreases from the justa glomerulus cells. So blood volume, it works when blood volume and blood pressure decreases, and renin was secreted from gastromedullary cells into the blood. So firstly, the angiotensinogen, which is secreted from the liver on that renin enzyme will work, and this will convert it into angiotensin first. This angiotensin first is an inactive enzyme. Here the 10 amino acid will be removed. Angiotensinogen 1 will be formed. So after angiotensinogen, which is formed by the liver cell, hepatocytes, while this inactive enzyme from the kidney. Now this angiotensin 1, when another amino acid will lose from the structure, it will form angiotensin 2. Now this is an active enzyme, and this will decreases the glomerulus filtration, which causes vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction is the constriction of the vessels of afferent arterioles. So the vasoconstriction is the constriction of the arterioles which is coming from the renal artery into the glomerular arterioles. This is the first work of second work of angiotensin 1, angiotensinogen 2. Now the second work it will perform is it reabsorption of sodium chloride and water in the PCT, that is the proximal convoluted tubule. So the reabsorption of sodium and chloride ion will occur by the work of angiotensin. The third work it will do, as there is an aldosterone. The aldosterone is secreted by the adrenal cortex, which is present in the adrenal gland, which is present on the upper side of the kidney. So the renal adrenal cortex will permit the collecting duct or tubule to reabsorb sodium and chloride ion, maintaining the osmoregularity, and it permits the secretion of potassium ion. So in this manner, the renin-angiotensin-nogen aldosterone system work. This is also called as, in short form, RAS. Next hormone we'll deal in this is anti-nucleotic hormone. In this, ANT will work opposite to the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, which is not more important. So the main two enzymes are the ADH, also called as vasopressin, and nextly the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. This is all about the excretion. Thank you.